Hello, welcome to this express version of the No Balls Cricket podcast. That's what we're calling it. We are back not to react to anything that happened. We are in fact going to talk about West Indies and Pakistan and Bangladesh and South Africa. No, like we no, I don't think anything else major happened in cricket
Yeah,
beyond these four teams and whatever
we're
happened.
just going to avoid why most of England is celeb. We'll just avoid that. They're like
Yeah,
Stuart Broad celebrate appeal. I don't know how do you
yeah.
pronounce that.
I don't know. Celeb appeal?
Celeb appeal. Okay, fine. Let's go with celeb appeal. Um,
Right.
uh, so yeah, we're just gonna ignore that for now. But two or three things happened.
Very quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's get into the interesting stuff first, which
Let's get
is
into our No Balls Cricket roundup. We also have a No Balls Cricket award coming up later on in the show, so be prepared.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye.
Right. So first things first, the West Indies and a bunch of their debutants with like half their team decimated by, as Ian Bishop called it, absenteeism. Um, Man, he has one like extreme element of coming up with killer lines at the end of big games. Everyone
yeah.
remember the name because you can't forget that. And then he, turns out to become a complete idiot doing, you know, punditry on cricket info instead of playing for them. Um, and um, I just had an argument with my friends from the West Indies earlier, so like that's why I'm on this. Anyway,
About Carlos Brathwaite.
yes, they think he's
Uh,
completely worthless. I thought T20 ke liye chalta hai, but no one agrees with me, so it's fine. Um, so anyway, no, but it was crazy. I mean, they chased down 395 in the fourth innings of a Test match
aw-
on a
away from home.
away from
Yeah,
home on a turning track in Bangladesh. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
And
Admitted the only thing they had going for them was Shakib being injured. Bas, baki kuch nahi.
yeah. But you expect Bangladesh spinners on home conditions to do a lot better. He's like, I think when that target was set, it was like, ha, theek hai, they'll wrap it up.
Ha, but then
Aram se.
I saw one spinner that was Shahbaz Nadeem ka baap, and his name was Naeem. So he literally could have been his baap. And he was getting pulled, cut, everything. Like long hop, bench, sab log marenge. Anyway, Kyle
But
Myers,
Kyle Mayers, man,
what
yeah,
a crazy
the
innings.
double
I,
century in the fourth innings on debut.
It's the
Uh,
only time anybody on debut has hit a double century in the fourth innings of a Test match. It's only happened
yeah,
three times that people have done that, or four times that people have done that, or five.
yeah.
I'm not
And he
sure.
was
It's not happened very often. But he's only the second West Indian to do it, and it's the second highest score. The highest, obviously, being Gordon Grange's 214 not out against England in
yeah.
1984.
Yeah.
Um,
Fun
anyway,
thing to note, a lot of people might have done some reading about Kyle Myers, so they would have heard the stories about how he was once like stranded in the middle of a hurricane and all of that. The detail that would have probably slipped under the radar is that he actually did learn under, I think it was either Greenwich or Haynes. One of the two was his batting coach when he was younger. Um, been like essentially an apprentice of two of the greatest West Indies openers of all time, and put all that tutelage to use in his innings.
yeah, but he looked, when you watch him bat, he looks like a mixture of Chris Gale and Brian Lara. It's ridiculous. So he has all of Lara's shots, and then he looks at ekdam stiff kind of, bat swing that Gale has. Um, Anyway, but it was great to watch. And I mean, crazy knock. And Kruma Bonner was also on debut, got 85. It's the highest total ever chased down in a test match in Asia. Um, Beats India's 387 for four, which was, I think, second or third on that list. Um, but that's the highest total, if I'm not mistaken. That was the highest total in India. This is the highest in Asia, 395. But completely ridiculous. There was one in between, which was Sri Lanka chased 391 against Zimbabwe a few years ago. Um, so yeah, that was third on
Yeah,
the one where Sachin basically after that whole terror attack thing, and you know that was also against England. Anyway,
yeah,
moving on from that, Pakistan managed to beat South Africa 2-0. Not too much of a surprise, but we got to see Hassan
yeah.
Ali's chainsaws. What is that celebration? Generator. Sorry, generator celebration. I knew he had some stupid like Punjabi name for it, generator, that kind of shit. But anyway, we saw
But the
that.
big deal there is also their first actual real home series against marquee opposition in like what, a decade and a half or something like that.
Sri Lanka last year. What are you talking about?
I said marquee opposition.
Oh, fair. But can you consider them marquee
No
opposition?
offense to Sri Lanka.
Oh shit, South Africa right now. It's unbelievable. They literally only have KG Rabada, and Markram was good in the last test, but that's about it, really.
De Kock seems to have like become one of those players who like the captaincy seems to weigh him down. His batting has suffered.
Yeah.
But I would not have expected, and to be fair, the second test was not an easy win. They wrapped it up ultimately fairly comfortably, but I think for a while Pakistan might have been worried about losing that test match. But yeah, I would agree with you that South Africa away from home, it's not the Graham Smith-Ola era of like going to Asia and at the very least getting a series draw, which I think they managed I think 4 or 5 years in a row at one point. That team is not there. We saw them. Yeah, we saw them in India also a couple of years ago, and they were, I mean, rubbish. But
the other thing is, you know what? I was watching that and I completely forgot what Pakistani pitches are like. It was the first time in like 10, 11 years that you've seen people play on them, man. And you're like, this seems right. You know, ki 2 din ke baad the ball is not getting up above your ankle. There's lots of reverse swing. Yeah. I mean, it'll be great to have crowds back, but you know, and it's good to be playing. I mean, it's good for international cricket that people are playing Test cricket in Pakistan. I think that's great. Yeah, that's basically the roundup, and of course the slightly smaller affair of India. England hammering India in the first Test.
You've got we quiet. Are finally getting to it.
You've gone quiet. Like it's so shocking that you've gone quiet. Let me just point out one thing. Okay, I am currently in England. Okay, I am working at the University of Manchester's dental hospital. No, I shouldn't say this, but I am a dentist at the University of Manchester. And believe me, anybody who knows anything about cricket, they are bloody insufferable right now, man. Kohli, please just win us a test match. These fuckers up, man.
This is hilarious because I always assumed the Australian fans would have been the worst when it comes to being insufferable when they win. But then I realized it's really just the Australian cricketers who are insufferable. The Aussie fans are actually pretty cool.
1 minute.
Apart from the ones who are racist in the
stands. 1 minute. Let me just add a point here. Which fans are more insufferable when they win? Liverpool or Man United?
Liverpool, there's no question.
You know why? Because they've won 1 title in 30 years. Because they don't win. Same situation with England. Yeah, they don't win very often. Aussies win all the time. No one cares.
I hope we have Liverpool fans who are cricket fans who are also watching us because that was worth it.
They are, aren't they? I don't know. I haven't met one.
I'm sure they exist. Whether they exist and watch us, I don't know.
I think we have more of an Indian audience. Anyway, moving on. Clearly, as you can see by the hat, this episode is going to be all about Team India and England.
SP is wearing his India cap because he feels like he could probably be a better bowling option than Shahbaz Nadeem.
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
And is hoping that Kohli catches wind of this.
I mean, literally, they could have played anybody. You know, they could have even played. Oh no, my God! I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the words. You know who they could have played who would have actually made a difference and been better than Shahbaz Nadeem? Do you know? Can you guess?
Dinesh Karthik.
Yes, he could have. He would have made a difference. Salah, he could have at least batted, yaar. No, jokes aside, we were awful. Okay, let's put it this way. Joe Root got 218 on his own merit. I don't doubt that. But the number of long hops I saw from Shahbaz Nadeem on that first day, and he still bowled a lot of overs. It's ridiculous how bad he was. Okay? And it was appalling. Like
it's weird actually. We when we were doing our predictions, like our preview pod, I don't think any of us had Shahbaz Nadeem's names on our minds. He actually wasn't in the squad at that point.
No, so okay. So Two
The
things
thing
that
is, we
happened.
didn't even we discussed Akshar Patel, but we thought that we were all like, no, there's no chance that Akshar Patel should play. It should be Kuldeep.
No, actually, to be
And we were,
fair,
I think, expecting
Niket did call that. He said that Akshar Patel would play because,
Niket did. Niket
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Niket also, I think, but okay, fine. Niket maybe gets a little bit of credit for that, but he also should have told us that the pitch was going to be this shit. What was the point of an inside man on the pitch?
What, what was his? 1 minute.
Niket, if you're watching and listening, guys,
I mean, what part of that pitch was English look? The patchy grass on the first day, which basically held it together to make it a. I mean, patta is hardly a word. Venture highway bana diya.
listen, if India had, like, if all the roads in India were like that, we would be doing road trips every single time. Like I would not fly in India ever.
Bro, it would have been so impressive. Right? Remember that chappie that drove his Wagoner into the middle of a Ranji Trophy game? You remember that? Yeah, this would have been the perfect road for him to drive his car on. Wagoner ko bhagata tha. His Uber would have picked
Remember
up
that time
lots
we
of customers.
Remember that time when we were driving down to Goa, and there's that one patch, I think, when we had just crossed into Karnataka or something, and the road was shit. Let us call Niket's boss, tell him, please, bhai, yahan pe road bana do aap. Pitch chhod do.
Pitch
Road
chhod do,
banao.
road banao. Yaar, what was that? And the whole first day, this guy. And the best bit was, I was going to get up and watch the match because it starts at a ridiculously early hour. You catch the start of it, I catch the second, third session always. Okay. So I nicely set my alarm कि मैं 5 बजे सुबह को उठूंगा. I will see what's happening and then I will watch the game regardless. मैं 5 बजे का alarm लगा के रखा. 5 o'clock the alarm rings. I wake up. I was like, चल देखते. If we're batting, I'll watch. If not, we'll take a call. I looked at the phone. I saw England were batting. They were 30 odd for no loss at that point. Right? I put the phone down and went back to sleep. I was like, इधर तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Okay. Then I wake up later when at a more reasonable hour and suddenly Joe Root is nearing 100 and like the shit is going down and it was just awful. And then the worst thing about that entire day was watching Shahbaz Nadeem bowl long hop after long hop after long hop. And as Sanjay Manjrekar very eloquently put it, Shahbaz Nadeem equals Venkatpati Raju.
Let us be very clear. SP did just say, as the phrase, as Sanjay Manjrekar very eloquently put it. I don't think this phrase has ever been uttered in the history of cricket. I don't think it will be ever uttered again on this podcast for sure.
Boss, we have praised.
But for once, Sanjay Manjrekar agreed with.
Hold on. We have praised Sanjay Manjrekar and Dinesh Karthik. Same podcast. Same episode. Mark it down.
What's left?
Now we're going to talk shit about India. No, how crap were they?
Acha, no, but I realize now this means that Jaydev Unadkat should get a test caller.
भाई एक second. Shahbaz Nadeem alag hai. Jaydev Unadkat was basically Shahbaz Nadeem in left arm medium pace form. End of story.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway,
for context, I think after DK, Unadkat must be one of SP's least favorite India players. So,
do you know he earns
but I think now Shahbaz Nadeem has rocketed up that list.
Do you know his auction price was more than Jasprit Bumrah's in the IPL? Jaydev Unadkat's.
Yes.
That is a shocking statistic. Anyway, can you imagine a world where Virat Kohli's bowling fetches you more money than Jasprit Bumrah's? That's literally the equivalent. Anyway, moving on.
Let's be fair to Unadkat. He's been a decent Ranji bowler, but anyway, yes, moving on.
Bhai, Guddu's not on this podcast. We don't have to do the whole sucking up to Saurashtra. Chal.
We kind of do, because here the point is we're missing Jadeja.
Yeah, good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't realize how important Jadeja was. Funnily enough, Ashwin was the one who was more replaceable.
Though Washington's bowling also was like left a lot to be desired, but also Washington's a 21-year-old playing his second Test match, so I can't give him too much. Stick also, and his batting saved, like, helped India put up a decent total in the first innings. If not, they could have been bowled out with a lead of like 300, 350.
No, I don't
in the deficit
understand.
rather.
I don't understand one thing. Okay, he may be a little inconsistent, but he's so much more threatening than Shahbaz Nadeem. I'm of course talking about Kuldeep Yadav not playing. And I couldn't just for the life of me, I could not believe how they could leave out someone with that much skill essentially.
Yeah, you and I were adamant that Kuldeep Yadav should be playing in this test match. I think a lot of people. I was reading Twitter reaction, and a lot of people seem to think that because it's not a good pitch, because it was such a slow and dead pitch, Kuldeep would have struggled just as much as every other spinner. Because I mean, one of his weaknesses before, at least in limited overs cricket, is what do you do when the pitch isn't assisting you. But I mean, after seeing Shahbaz Nadeem bowl on that, it's like, okay, if the pitch, he would at least, I mean, as a wrist spinner and a different, like a variety option compared to someone like Shahbaz Nadeem, who's a very standard left arm spinner. He probably would have been a little more threatening than that.
I mean, listen, even Dom Best bowling badly in the second innings was more threatening than Shahbaz Nadeem on the first day.
Listen, I know we joke about this, especially with Sehwag and off spinners, with Indian batsmen and off spinners in general. I think we need to show like a little bit more respect to opposite off spinners. This little, like, ठीक है, अभी यहाँ नीचे है एकदम, यहाँ तक ले आते हैं थोड़ा, like इतना ठीक है. Like
He picked up 4 wickets in that first inning, and the only one that was
only
worth,
one was a good ball, was the Kohli ball.
Kohli ball.
Which of all, yeah,
Meaning,
of all people, Kohli got the good ball.
You have to do something right to get Kohli out, and he bowled a beauty. ठीक है, you accept that. That's a very good ball. Okay, Leach got murdered in the first innings.
Yeah,
and then
meanwhile Rahane hits a full toss, gets a stunner catch off Betts. Who else? Someone else.
Pujara hitting the short legs bloody shoulder, yaar.
And popping up to mid wicket. Pant's trying to slog him after slogging Leach for so long, and funnily enough, Jack Leach is the one taking the catch.
I think Pant thought he was Nathan Lyon. The Pant is like, bhai, acha, Lyon वापस आ गया, मारो.
Are we saying Dom Bess is better than Nathan Lyon at this point?
No, they both got him out on the same score. तब तक 91 तो हो गया था.
One day he's gonna turn one of these 90s into 100s again. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's true.
By a while, I mean 2 years. But
no, I mean, 2.5 years. Okay, look, here's what happened. Basically, England batted us out the game in the first innings. I sincerely thought that they batted too long going into the third day, but turns out it didn't matter.
Both times, right? We thought both innings they batted too long, and they ended up, coming out with they bowled us out with a session and a half to spare. So
yeah, and I mean. Okay, I'm not taking any credit away from them. But the pitch did do things on the fifth day. So
the pitch did do good, and honestly, I think that's probably what informed their decision on day 3, or day 2. I mean, honestly, day 3 they batted on, but we bowled them out also. But I think the idea, Root came in saying, "Hey, we need to start scoring 500, 600. Even 450 is not enough on this track." And he's right. 450 in a normal test match is a great first inning score. But on this test match, on this pitch, 450 would not have been enough. India,
1 minute. We could have easily gotten 450. It was just a show of how badly India batted in that first innings to only get 330.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There was some. There was some unlucky dismiss. Unlucky in the sense that, okay, you don't expect those. Shubman Gill hitting a full-blooded on drive and James Anderson taking a diving catch off a ball that deserves to be hit. Same with the Rahane wicket where he's hit a full toss.
Root took an absolute stunner, man.
Yeah, exactly. So stuff like that happens sometimes. Yeah. But even then, this should have been a 500 place 500 pitch, and then you see what happens in the 2 second innings. And India didn't bat well enough in the first innings to make that happen.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, we did get outplayed by England. I think it's the most complete performance I've seen by a visiting side in India in a long, long time.
Probably since England in 2012.
Yeah, I would have to say probably since that Bombay Test match of 2012.
Yeah.
But no, it was a complete performance. I mean, Joe Root was outstanding with the bat. Bess, okay, he was a bit lucky, but he bowled well in that first innings. Leach was outstanding in the second. I was absolutely
Leach on the last day was
the ball to get Rohit Sharma on that fourth evening was an absolute pearl. I mean, pitching leg stump just
left armer's dream.
Left armer's dream, magic ball.
And similarly with Pujara.
I think he heard Adnan Akmal yelling "magic ball" from behind the stumps. Yeah, I cracked another Pakistani joke. Anyway, um,
And there was a lot of talk that okay, it was a good ball, but Rohit Sharma could have played it better. Same with Pujara. They opened up their legs a little bit too much and allowed that to be done. But they were genuinely good balls. You
I don't
kind
think
of
you could have done much to them. I think they were just beauties. I mean, you have to give it to that. Plus the three that Anderson got, or the ball to get. Okay, maybe
the
Kohli.
Gill and Rahane wickets. The
Yeah.
Gill and Rahane wickets
I mean, those were
just
beauties, absolute beauties.
yeah.
And yeah,
And that was inspired captaincy also. I was very certain that on that pitch, as on the last day, Anderson would be probably the least effective bowler. Sure, just goes to show that you'd never doubt someone like James Anderson. But there was one spot on that pitch where he could hit it. He knew it would stay low and tail in when it's not supposed to from that spot, and he hit that spot probably every single ball he bowled.
James Anderson,
It's
hats off to you,
yeah.
man. Rolling back the years, truly amazing. And he's probably not going
Apparently
to play
we-
the next Test match.
Also, apparently apparently now people are saying let's retire the Cloudison moniker because clearly he bowls well without
Bhai,
clouds.
1 minute, please. 2 balls outside off stump, of which firstly went under the bat. Chal, yeah, Cloudison. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, that was the Test match. England thoroughly outplayed India. They deserve to win that.
Yeah.
Positives for England: Joe Root's 100, Leach's bowling, Anderson's bowling. Stokes' batting in the first innings where he took on Shahbaz Chutia.
Stokes and Sibley both getting
Stokes and
pretty good
Sibley,
innings.
Yeah, good innings.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to the next Test match. Same venue, of course, because of COVID.
It's supposed to be a different pitch.
It will be a
in the
fresh
sense
pitch. Hopefully this
yeah.
time he gets his English pitch thing right. Otherwise, Niket ने पैसा बहुत खाया है. बहुत खाया है. Anyway, hopefully he gets the English pitch thing right. That's one. Number 2, hopefully India gets their team selection right. Number 2, I don't think Shahbaz Nadeem will play another Test match. If he does, I will be very surprised. Very, very, very.
And
surprised.
number three, hopefully Virat Kohli wins the toss.
We haven't won a toss in 4 games now. Since Adelaide, since the 36 all out, we haven't won a toss.
And if I remember correctly, the last tour of England's last tour of India, which was when we won 4-0, I think we lost either 4 or 5 tosses or every single toss. One of the
we won the toss in Ahmedabad and lost the game. We won the game. That tour we lost the toss.
Ahmedabad we drew and nearly lost.
No. Ahmedabad we won. First test we won the toss and we lost both of them because we batted badly.
Hang on. I'm talking 2016 Willa series.
Oh, you're talking 2016. I thought you were talking 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 2016.
To 2016 we lost the first toss.
We kept losing tosses and we won the series 4-0.
4-0, yeah. Yeah, that's true. This is true. But I mean, it's a different side. I mean, to be fair to them, these 2 spinners can bowl.
We need to revise some of our opinions on Leach and Best.
I reserve my opinion on Dom Best because I still think he's going to get absolutely caned especially if they lose the toss and end up having to bowl first in those conditions. Dom Best is going to get murdered. Jack Leach, however, when the pitch was helpful, was outstanding. When it wasn't, he was getting caned.
But he was getting caned also because Rishabh Pant is now. We were talking about Saurav Ganguly last time and left arm spin. Rishabh Pant is the same with left arm spin.
He's not the same with left arm spin. He's the same with spin. Bas.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean that's what's going to happen. So I find it hard to believe India can play that badly again. I think it's
no. We've already. I mean, I'm already having to revise predictions because I had said 4-0 with a lot of confidence before the series.
3-0. So.
Yeah. Niket, to his credit, Niket, to his credit, had said that England might save or win one. So he is the only one online for a correct prediction from the start. I would still think that 2-1 or 3-1 is a realistic outcome in India's favor, but now I think India now need to play. I'm not saying they weren't being serious before, but I think now they just realize they're in for a fight.
I'm still going to go 2-1 to India because I think our luck will change and we can't play this badly for the whole series. So if we lose the toss, we'll probably draw the next game. if we can't
The
win it.
problem is,
Yeah.
the problem is, honestly, I feel like the next game is a must-win game because otherwise, you realize India's minimum requirement for
It's a 2-1 win.
getting is a 2-1 win now. It was either
Yeah.
2-0 or 2-1. Now 2-0 is out of the equation. So they have to win two of the next three tests. And you really don't want to leave it to a situation where you have to win the last two. So you ideally want to go into the last two when it's already 1-1.
Also, remember,
so-
Ahmedabad, you have a choice of, they've put some, I don't know, 8 different kinds of pitches in there. So you have the choice of whatever you want. And the thing is that no one knows what they're going to be like because it's since they redid the stadium, it's, they haven't played there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Two things I will say: I don't think India will go in with Shahbaz Nadeem again. He's probably going to be replaced either by Kuldeep Yadav if they want the 3 spinners. In Chennai, probably Kuldeep. But I think in Ahmedabad, if they get a slightly quicker pitch, they might even play Siraj as the third seamer, which would be a very interesting call. Because I thought the two, Ishant Sharma and Bumrah, were outstanding.
Oh, yeah. Ishant and Bumrah were great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were fantastic. On a pitch that really didn't have much for fast bowlers, especially the first 4 days. These two found the reverse swing spots. And then, of course, Anderson did that even greater effect. But that was not a fast bowler's pitch, and they bowled really well despite that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So that's that. England have a couple of changes that might happen. One, Josh Butler is definitely going home. He's not going to play. Ben Foakes will come in his place. Not that Bairstow did keep saying Bairstow. Not that Butler did a lot during that test match.
But kept well.
He did keep well.
Yeah.
But Ben Foakes is supposed to be a better keeper. Why am I mixing up names? Yeah, the English are confusing me. Ben Foakes is probably the better keeper out of the two, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. But if they do,
and Ben Foakes has hit a century in Sri Lanka, so he can bat also on these pitches.
Yeah, I mean, hitting a century against Dilruwan Pereira is easy compared to hitting a century against Ashwin and Bumrah and Ishant Sharma. Logic hai,
I think it's logic to hai, but I think now we can't. We need to stop underrating England's Sri Lanka performances now because clearly they can translate that to India performances.
Yeah. Anyway, predictions for the next test. I do think India are going to come back. So
I also think India are going to come back.
I think it'll be an Indian win. I don't think they'll play as badly as they did in the first test.
They literally cannot play that badly.
Yeah,
exactly. I think, the only the way they could play worse is Adelaide, and Adelaide was a freak show.
Yeah, agreed. And the second England change I think that's going to happen is James Anderson will not play the second test. I think Broad's going to come in.
You think they're going to rotate even though Anderson bowled so well? I would have agreed with you had the second innings not happened. Because now they're like, it's hard to replace.
To be fair, I agree with you on that. Is he didn't bowl a lot anyway. But you never know. I mean, they might just do it. They've been doing it pretty well for the last, couple of tours. So it'll be interesting to see whether Anderson plays or not, and which one out of Anderson and Broad plays. So it'll be interesting. And both of them pose completely different problems. Anderson's the most sort of out and out swing bowler, whereas Broad has more subtle variations. He'll, with his pace, his cutters, all of that. So he could be a completely different challenge on a slow wicket.
But we're still predicting an India win. Are we predicting an India win, or are we just hoping and trying to will it into existence? I'm not sure which one we're doing.
We're predicting an India win. Oh, it will shut all of these guys up, yaar. I can't listen to it anymore. Honestly. Everywhere I go, I'm being reminded of that. Anyway. Okay.
So hopefully we come back to you guys with the series 1-1.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma will have batted better. Shubman Gill may have finally gotten his first century after threatening to do so. Maybe Pant doesn't get out in the 90s for once. Who knows? All of these things can happen. Maybe Rahane can play another century.
Think about best case scenario. Rohit Sharma hammers everybody. They have like a 200-run opening stand. Pujara will bat for 2 days. Virat Kohli scores 100. Any of those scenarios, I mean, there's so many that can happen that will be very good for India. And Shahbaz Nadeem does not play. Best case scenario.
Kuldeep needs to come into the side.
Kuldeep definitely needs to come into the side.
I am very worried that India are going to be like, Akshar Patel is fit, so let's play him. And I mean, I don't want to now unnecessarily downplay Akshar Patel, but please just bring Kuldeep Yadav. Yeah, please.
I'll say only one thing in Akshar Patel's favor. Only one thing.
You can-
He can't be as bad as Shahbaz Nadeem. That is it. Also, it's his home ground. He plays for Gujarat. Oh, sorry, no, this is in Chennai. Shit. my
no,
bad.
but this match is in Chennai.
This
yeah.
match is in Chennai. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Third test meant he'll be at his home ground. Anyway, we also had, as promised, the No Balls Cricket Award is back. And we have 2 awards to give out today. Number 1, Team India for overstepping so many times. It was unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe that. And the funny thing, see, again, I'm so angry that the earphone has popped out. This keeps happening when I get angry. It happened on the last podcast as well. No, it was unbelievable how many times everybody overstepped. I remember at once, I think the second innings had 19 no balls. 19.
But okay. So just to sum this up here, there were 22 no balls in the first innings, right? And then the second innings actually only had 7, but it's the 22 no balls in the first innings that's really shocking. Wait, what the miraculous part is that of these 29
nobody got
no balls,
out of one.
no, there is not a single one was a wicket taking ball.
Also, so that is our team award. So Team India gets the first ever No Balls Cricket No Ball Award for teams. I don't think that's ever happened on this podcast before. We've had the
our idea when we first did this was that if you take a wicket off a no ball, then you'll get the award. Here they've just done it so many times that it's like fuck the wicket.
They won the award, and also we give the other No Balls award to Shahbaz Nadeem for pushing the line so far that he just kept doing it. He's literally
6 no balls and stuff. No balls. So he bowled 6. Bumrah bowled 7. So Bumrah actually had more, but Bumrah is a fast bowler. You give him a little bit more.
He's actually trying to bowl fast. This guy is looping bloody long hops at you.
Ashwin got called for a no ball for the first time in his career.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It never happened. Now I'm wondering how many times he might have done it and gotten away with it, because now the key thing is TV umpires are calling the no balls.
But I love that hooter thing. It's completely brilliant. Khush ho gaya main. I thought that is like, pakda gaya. It's like, when they do the free hit thing, it's like, it's cool, man, that you get that hooter going. That's awesome. So Shahbaz Nadeem wins our individual No Balls award. So I mean, our awards are back. Hopefully India make a comeback and win the next test, make this an interesting series, and hopefully Shahbaz Nadeem never plays cricket, international cricket for India again, unless it's against like Bangladesh or Zimbabwe, jisko bhi khilana hai khilao.
So basically now Shahbaz Nadeem has taken DK status for SP. So now he is now the next person we should have on the pod after Dinesh Karthik.
I mean, DK is legendary, boss. I mean, if you give me that choice, DK is still well above. But anyway.
No, I'm sure. But now Shahbaz Nadeem is now like fast coming up to the same point.
Hit list pe aa gaya. Anyway, that's our show, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been our little midweek blast. Remember, the second test starts on Saturday. There's also second test between Bangladesh and the West Indies. If you guys are into watching that again, it was really exciting, the first one. And there's some T20 cricket going on between South Africa and Pakistan, which might be really interesting as well. So, yeah. Have a good one.
We'll be back in a week. In the meantime, just remember to like, subscribe, follow on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Our links are floating somewhere around. Our links are floating somewhere around. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And we'll be putting more of these. Hopefully, the Indians can shut the English up so I don't have to listen to it anymore. That's our show, guys.
Yeah.